And I want to pick up on a point that was made by both speakers and draw a line from there. And that is to say that the world has always been driven by technology. Technology has driven a great many changes in the world. But if you divide the last 50,000 years by lifetimes of 62 and a half years or so each, you will get 800 lifetimes. Of those, 650 were spent in caves. Only in the last 2 have we seen air travel, which we take today as a given. Only in the last 1 have we seen things that we can't do without today: microwave ovens, cell phones. Only in the last 10 years in Trinidad and Tobago have we had email and the internet, and already we can't live without it. So we're living in a time of redefinition, yes, but technology has always defined and redefined the way that the world evolves and develops and changes, even though the essential nature of human beings, I think, remains largely the same. Even as we march forward, progressing, whatever the human endeavor is or is meant to be. So, what is it about technology that's driving us together now? Well, we're living in a time of unprecedented technological awareness. So, everybody knows everything about everybody. I can still remember I am 40 years old. My students call me an old person. They ask me already, Dr. Balgobin, what you all used to do in your time? and I marvel at that because I think, well, I didn't know I had my time yet. I didn't know my time passed. But they do, and I look at them, and, you know, I suppose I'm at the age now where you still cling to this notion, however romantic, that you can relate to the younger generations, the generations coming after you. And the truth is, I can't. I don't understand. But I was there for the antecedent in some of these, to witness some of the conditions that gave rise to the fall of so many of the Arabian governments that we're seeing nowadays. And I remember once in Egypt, standing on the banks of the Nile in Cairo, just outside the Nile Hilton, seeing a friend of mine with multiple cellular phones, and I asked him, what are you doing with those phones? And he said, you'll see. And he took one phone, and a car passed with what he felt was an attractive woman in it. And he pelted her with the phone. She drove on. So I said, what are you doing? And he said, well, you know, we are not allowed to stop people and talk to them here. So I've thrown the phone at her, and sure enough, his phone rang. She called him. And so you started to see even then, and this was just about 5 or 6 years ago, the roots of technology and communication taking hold. And so when we talk about leadership in the 21st century, we can't divorce that conversation from what is happening in terms of ICT, what is happening in terms of our ability to reach out and touch or communicate with each other as never before.